Hi. Today I'm just gonna talk about what I learned today. The thing is that I'm trying to implement the some kind of like the Slackbot server, but due to our lack of resource, there's no person for like make some kind of architecture for the Slackbot server DB, and I don't really think that there's should be DB on Slackbot server. But the problem is that when you use GitHub app, you cannot get the access token by going your website. You have to call API with the PAM file, and you have to retrieve that token and you have to utilize it. And but there's the thing is that how will you utilize it? I mean, like there should be some kind of expiration time. So you have to get the you have to like really think about how many minutes you're just gonna make it expired. Um, if it is expired, we're not gonna able to use it um, because this is gonna be the token is gonna be made when they're creating a server or when starting our server. So that was the problem, and what I think about this kind of problem is why don't we just use the in-memory cache? So why in-memory cache is because if it is like file system, there's no. I mean, like I don't really have to think about like file system because we're not like storing a big amount of like files. It's just this access token for it. It's just some kind of string of it. So I think about in-memory cache. But the thing is that if the memory cache is really big, there's gonna be issue on the server. And so my approach to this kind of problem is why don't we use LRU cache with the still it was like SWR with SWR. So what do I mean by that? Uh, LRU stand for last recent recently used. It was like this. So this eventually get latest cached value of it. Oh, that's very nice. But the thing is that you have to cache, but the tokens expire minutes. Example is like 10 minutes. This cache has to be revalidated based on the expiration date of this token. So what I did was I utilized SWR, the stale. I forgot what it stand for. So I just put it into stale while revalidate. So if example, I make a token of it. First time I make a token, and I will able to get the expiration date and the value of it, and I put the expiration date and value into cache. And this cache have some kind of expiration time or so, and when it finish, it was just gonna refetch of this getting token logic. So which means that I don't have to care about the token API and with the cache. I just merge it into LRU with the SWR. So if you look at code of here, I extend the LRU cache the library and I put the max capacity into 1 because we just need 1, and the fetch function is gonna be here. So our API is gonna be fetch function, and duration in minutes is gonna be our expiration rate. So we are able to get the expiration rate based on this part. It's just the expiration date and TTL or time to live. And cache hit is if we able to get the value based on the key of it, and if expiration rate is longer than the current date, we're just gonna get the token of it. If it's not, we're just gonna refetch it. But this fetch logic is based on this part, so we're just gonna like using this callback function of it. and after that we store it and we retrieve the fresh token of it. And also I implement the force revalidate cache. So that means that we manually force to revalidate the cache rather than relying on the automatic thing is. So um but I already make this feature really nice. So I put the SWR token cache test case example, like stale while revalidate cache for tokens, and there's gonna be like those kind of test case of it. So the first thing is it clearly works. The step one cache hit has to be worked automatically without setting a key value manually. So that's really works. Second, it should be forced revalidate, and that really works really fine if because the ORD cache here, which you revalidate using this method, this ORD cache and this revalidate cache will be not equal due to this forced revalidate, and that's clearly working really fine. But the problem is that the automatic fetches for the expired token. So that's the really hard part, because I have to think about I have to think about this. I have to like make a task code for the automatic to fetch, but I don't have mock API for it, so that's kind of very hard part. And moreover, I don't really think that it is really practical or not. I mean, is there really time for this? It is really. I think this kind of really over engineering. It just is Slackbot server. I know there is no DB, but why don't we just ask for just the just ask for the new token per API per request? If there's something wrong with the huge problem with the server latency, no. If there's a lot of people are using it, no. 3 people are using it, so it's gonna be pretty fine. But I don't. But this is my just. But I know in my brain, I know this is not give some kind of business impact. But my mind saying that this is really good. So it's just like my engineering mind and my business mind is just like fighting each other. So I think I'm just gonna stop here because I had to set up my front end architecture, but I don't have. I think I don't have the time for that. So I think this is it. Have a nice day. See you next time. Bye bye.